war has been declared. The nation of Ustio has put out a call to ace fighter pilots to battle against the enemy air forces of Belka.
Another one coming.
This is Ace Combat Zero, the Balkan War, where players dogfight in authentic aircraft against rival aces. The newest action game from Namco for the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system continues the highly successful Ace Combat series, but with a temporal twist.
Ace Combat Zero is the oldest era in the Ace Combat series. The setting for this game is 1995, which is before Ace Combat 4 and 5. Ace Combat 5 was about the World War. In contrast, we wanted this Ace Combat Zero to be focused on a local war. Furthermore, we have the image of the European War in World War II, so you will see scenery of European countryside, towns, and lakes.
All team, shoot down all enemy bombers. Don't let them get to
Scenery's nice, but this is war. You'll have tough decisions to make over the course of a wide variety of missions.
Players have to sneak through various missions. Under these circumstances, players can pick the most suitable plane, or simply your favorite planes. Switching special weapons while always using your favorite plane is one way to play. The mission itself varies. Ground attacks, dogfights, large battles in the air, fights against fortresses.
Ace Combat Zero features some familiar and new gameplay mechanics. The wingman system for group attacks has more options to let you take on ground and air targets. Weapon systems can be customized for each mission. And there's a new ranking system to let you know how good you really are.
There are several improvements we made for the gameplay. One is the wing command system. With this system, you can give detailed commands to both the planes with a simple control.
The major upgrade is about choice. By keeping tabs on your habits and tactics, the gameplay tailors to your style. You'll be rated as one of 3 types of pilots: mercenary, soldier, or knight. How you play defines your style and determines which missions to carry out and who shows up to stop you.
The main focus of Ace Combat Zero is aerial combat, dogfighting. So that's the part I hope players will enjoy most. Ace Combat Zero has more dogfights than the past series did.
Now, there are dogfights, and then there are dogfights. Within a mission, you'll suddenly encounter an enemy squadron way tougher than the newbies you were just sending to a fiery grave. These big boys have weapons and capabilities equal to, if not better, than your own, and they've been learning from your mistakes. These air battles feature real-world aircraft like the F-15C Eagle and the F-14D Super Tomcat, all equipped with selectable specialized weapon systems.
Just as in Ace Combat 4 and 5, you can play with models of real aircraft. Since the setting of the game is the past, we will add old models as well. We have a variety of planes, from popular ones that everyone will recognize, to rare models that plane enthusiasts will appreciate.
Flying aces are supremely confident by nature. Now you can settle who's the best fighter pilot in the air.
Another feature that was not available in Ace Combat 5 is Versus. It allows you to play against your friend at the same time, so please take advantage of this with your friends.
Listen up. We have a situation on our hands.
Ace Combat Zero continues the franchise's legacy of employing cutting-edge graphics technology.
This series has a reputation for having very good graphics, and we wanted to add to that. So we established colors for each map. For example, one map is green, another map is salmon pink. This sticks in players' memories after play. So we aimed at making the maps realistic, but also such that they would leave quite an impression.
Another thing we improved in the graphics is the CG movie. We were able to blend real existing people with a CG background. So this time we pushed the border between CG and live action because we wanted to express human movement better, in conjunction with computer graphics.
This game is not for the faint of heart, but beginners and experts will find plenty of challenges if they take the assignment.
This series is filled with various elements like beautiful graphics and great sound, and the attention to detail that brings it such popularity. This version is a top-class game in terms of making you want to keep playing, so I definitely recommend this game.
So if you think you've got the right stuff, climb aboard and take off into the world of Ace Combat Zero, the Balkan War. It's been 20 years since Rampage smashed its way into becoming an arcade classic, but this time, the legendary trio of George, Lizzie, and Ralph are joined by a slew of new monsters, bent on destroying everything in sight in Rampage Total Destruction.
Well, the original Rampage game, even though it's 20 years old, is still the seminal giant monster video game. So it was natural for us to want to get in on the original monster fighting game.
So the whole setup is there's Scum Labs, this evil corporation that is about to launch this new soft drink product called Scum Soda.
Wow, that's good soda.
Unfortunately, the 30 taste testers undergo a negative reaction.
Okay, so the taste test didn't go quite as well as we would have liked, but we're handling it, Mr. Z.
The entire test group has been cryogenically frozen and sealed in specially designed, highly secure storage containers.
These little incidents are not a problem!
Gentlemen, we have a problem.
So as you smash through the city, there's a certain spot in each level where when you smash that window, a cryotube will fall out. A monster will explode and roar and run off the screen, and then you've unlocked that monster. As you play through the cities over and over again, you can keep finding more and more monsters.
And looking to expand the scope of the game, the team at Pipeworks Software opened up the Character Toolbox and designed dozens of dynamic new monsters to unleash upon the world.
We have 30 total monsters in the game, and we've created a lot of new ones. One of my personal favorites is the turtle, Shelby, who shares my name. She's kind of slow, but she's got a lot of health, and so she's really hard to take down.
Although there were only 3 monsters to choose from in the original Rampage, everyone seemed to have their favorite City Smasher.
I think I like George the best because he's very athletic, he can swing between the buildings, he's just fun to play.
Actually, I would have to say it is Ralph, the werewolf. He was kind of an underdog in the original game, and we've really stepped up his game. He shows off our technology real well with his cloth tail and facial expressions. He's an awesome character.
Rampage Total Destruction's designers have infused the Havoc Wreakers with a variety of combos and super moves as unique and exciting as the characters themselves.
All the monsters have different abilities. Some of them have different strengths in either they can punch harder, they can jump higher, they can run faster. Some of the specific ones are Lizzie the Lizard is not slowed down in water. Gilman the Fishman likes water hazards, where all the other monsters are knocked off the building and takes a hit to their energy. Gilman actually thinks that's a good thing.
Icky is a giant echidna. Icky's special ability is that he likes cockroaches. And for most monsters, it's something you have to avoid. It becomes harder and harder to find health. But Icky eats the cockroaches, he gets a lot of health, he gets 500-point bonus. I like Icky.
For extra bathtub chomping, window smashing, taxi tossing fun, this Action Fest provides players with the ability to earn a variety of character upgrades.
We have these things in the game called bonus challenges. They're little tasks, little secondary goals, and they're things like destroy 3 fire trucks or eat 6 mimes. And if you complete that, you get an upgrade to your monster.
Upgrade! Well, my absolute favorite has to be the charged punch. The monster, while he's climbing on the building, can rear back and charge their punch up with energy and then release it with this mighty, devastating impact.
Annihilating action, imaginative characters, and epic locations aren't the only things Total Destruction has to offer, as the creative team has been sure to retain the hallmark humor the Rampage series is known for.
My little favorite gag in there was a nun, a little priest. Whenever you ate them, a big bolt of lightning would come down and get you. Had to keep that one.
For example, we have a popcorn factory. If you find the popcorn power-up in this popcorn factory, then a fire is going to start and the entire building is going to start popping with popcorn.
Eating people is not only fun, but good for you too.
When you eat somebody, a little bit after you eat them, 1 second, 2 seconds later, you'll burp. But you have a 1 in 5 chance of farting instead. And if you manage to jump when you fart, the fart will give you a huge boost. And in fact, you can use this in some levels to skip certain challenge elements that you might otherwise have to engage.
A little insider tip, there's certain vehicles that pass by that you can pick up and replenish real quickly, like buses and trolleys. The theory being it's filled with people.
With the entire planet to choose from, the creative team set their sights on a wide array of locations for the monsters to level.
One of the most fun ones is Los Angeles. We have set up the back lot of a movie studio, so it's this Old West theme, and we have the sunset in the background that you can knock down, and there are little tourist trams going by, and it's a lot of fun.
My favorite city is Chicago. There's an art museum, and when you pound on the art museum, paintings go flying out.
Las Vegas would probably be my most favorite because each block is an entire themed casino. We have castles, pirate ships, lagoons, giant fountains. It's pretty fun.
Echoing the series' pioneering ability for friends to join in the mayhem, Rampage Total Destruction draws upon its roots with a feverishly competitive multiplayer component.
Every single game mode we have has a multiplayer component to it.
You can play for King of the City, King of the World, and you can do all of these by yourself or against another player.
The timed run is probably the most competitive multiplayer experience. You have 5 minutes to defeat the first block of the city, but in the second block you get another 5 minutes, and your leftover time carries over into the next round. You really are going to be hard-pressed to do some of our blocks in just 5 minutes. And playing as one player, it's almost impossible to beat the timed run mode.
But even these gargantuan creatures are not indestructible.
When your monster dies, they revert to their human selves, and they're this little tiny naked human scurrying across the block trying to get away. And if another monster grabs them and eats them, then they get an extra bonus point for that.
By holding on to the spirit of the original game, wreaking havoc all over the world has never been so much fun. With its imaginative levels and reinvented characters, Rampage Total Destruction definitely combines nostalgia, humor, and action in a game that's as fun to play as its 1980s original. Seeking to return to its roots that established the Siphon Filter franchise as the game for global intrigue and espionage, Special Agent Gabe Logan has been sent on a new top-secret mission in Siphon Filter Dark Mirror for the PSP.
I've been working on the game since the very beginning. I started on Siphon Filter 1 and wrote the story for that, and have been with the franchise now for 8 years. And what we tried to do on a Mega Strain was take the game in a different direction. Dark Mirror does return the franchise to its roots, which means you play as Gabe Logan. You're following the events of a story that unfolds as you play through the game. It's pretty exciting.
This time, we do it my way.
The innovative storyline is the hallmark of the Siphon Filter series, and this latest adventure allowed the designers to expand the mythology while tying up a few loose ends.
Well, Dark Mirror begins the way Gabe's stories usually begin. He's given the parameters of the assignment. In this case, there's been a terrorist attack on a refinery in Alaska.
CA Refinery LZ, 2 minutes.
What Gabe discovers while he's there is that this paramilitary group called Red Section is at the refinery, and they are attempting to destroy it, or at least it seems like it is. But then when Gabe goes through the missions, he discovers that they're actually searching for something. It becomes pretty apparent that Kim Synth Refinery is not just a refinery.
Gabe, they were ready and waiting for us.
Yeah, they were waiting. But I guarantee they're not ready.
We started this project prototyping from the very beginning towards the PSP. What we wanted to do was bring over everything that we had developed for the PS2 and bring that same level of production quality onto the PSP. And so we spent a great amount of time figuring out exactly how can we do that, what can we do.
We had to deal with the issues of being on a handheld and what kinds of changes we would have to make the game to make it fun playing on that platform.
The high-tech nature of the PSP seems to borrow directly from the pages of the Siphon Filter world itself.
I'm still looking for the comm tower. I'll let you know.
In a unique departure, Dark Mirror isn't as run-and-gun as its predecessors, with stealth playing a pivotal role in a gamer's success.
All the animation in Dark Mirror has almost been redone from scratch. We decided to take a close look at all of Gabe's moves, and we really wanted to improve the way he performed key actions. So for example, if Gabe now has a much more stealthy crouch walk, he hunches over more, he has his arms out for balance. Also, we had to have, a whole new set of animations for all the new mechanics that went into the game.
So one of the mechanics that we have introduced for this game is snap to wall. It's a pretty key feature. The NPC AI now is a lot more accurate, so it's much more important instead of just rushing into the battle, guns blazing, to actually take cover, choose your shot.
If you walk up to the wall, you just press and hold towards the wall and you'll automatically snap to it. You line up your shot, and then the minute you hit fire, you will peek out and fire. And as soon as you let go from actually peeking out, you'll snap right back into place.
A new AI system gives the bad guys an extra advantage when they're tracking you as their target.
With us letting the player snap to wall, we figured that the NPCs should be able to snap to wall as well. It makes them a lot smarter. They'll go and they'll hide, they'll peek out, and they'll take fire at you. If you're hiding around a corner, they will continuously fire at the area that you're at, so you have to wait for a break in their fire for you to peek out to take them out. They will gang up on you. In some cases, a couple guys will, hang out and draw your fire while another one will try to come around your back.
Not only does Dark Mirror feature classic siphon filter weaponry, but this time around, you'll have the ability to attack multiple enemies at once using a variety of specialized darts to eliminate multiple targets.
For Dark Mirror, we've brought back a lot of your old favorite weapons, the M16, the M79 grenade launcher, all the favorite assault rifle, sniper rifles that you've seen before. But one of the new weapons that we've got going for the game this time is what we call the MB150.
It's a sniper rifle. It does 6mm armor-piercing rounds, as well as we've given them a whole slew of different darts. There's the explosive dart.
You can shoot it onto an enemy and then detonate it at will later. It's pretty fun to shoot one at a guy who knows he's been hit by it and then watch him squirm before you explode it.
Then we have the X-34 gas dart, which takes out enemies lethally but silently. And then we have the taser dart, which works pretty much like Gabe's taser, except it's extremely long range, and it's basically a one-shot. Tase a guy and then light on fire and drop.
Weaponry alone does not guarantee success, so a variety of gadgets has been created to give the player everything they need.
So one of the cool new gadgets that we have in Dark Mirror is the rapid traversal line. It's kind of like a zip line. It allows you to go from point A to point B, but it's in a horizontal direction and you can go back and forth. You can go, you can stop, you can shoot your weapons while you're hanging in midair. You can drop off at any point.
We also have EDSU goggles, which picks up any magnetic device in the world.
If you're out of ammo or can't find your weapon, players can revert to their training for true hand-to-hand life-or-death combat.
So if you're within very close distance to an opponent, instead of wasting your ammo by shooting him, now you can cold cock him with your rifle, or maybe kick him from behind if he doesn't see you coming.
He will get back up, so you have to be careful. If you knock him down, it at least gives you time to shoot him while he's on the ground. There's one particular level where there's a guard that's starting to play a pinball machine, and you can actually walk up behind him and slam his head into the pinball machine. It does let everyone else know that something's going on, but they don't know exactly what's going on.
Damn, John, would you stop breaking everything in there? I'm trying to fix this damn TV!
Again, in another early chem synth level, you could sneak up behind a terrorist who's trying to do surveillance from the top of a catwalk, and if you come up behind him and you hit the melee button, you'll actually kick him in the back and he goes flying all the way down to the ground to his death.
Siphon Filter Dark Mirror includes full-fledged ad hoc and infrastructure modes, bringing you the very best multiplayer action.
Siphon Filter Dark Mirror has 4 different types of online play. We have your basic deathmatch, which is everybody against everybody. We have team deathmatch, which is 2 teams against each other. We have a variant of that we call Rogue Agent.
Get the credentials to become the Rogue Agent. Once you're the Rogue, eliminate everyone.
By eliminating the Rogue Agent, he drops the credentials, then you can go pick them up, and now it's your turn to kill everyone else. And then the real focus for the multiplayer side for us this time is what we call our objective mode, where we pit 2 teams against each other where they're diametrically opposed, and the team that does the best job of completing their objectives and eliminating the other team will be the victor.
More secrets are revealed as the Siphon Filter world continues to expand with the addition of a new character.
One of the things we always try to do with the Siphon Filter storyline is make it personal as well as, focus on whatever the case might be. So the ongoing story between Gabe and Leon, for example, and now the complication that's added by a new character to the series.
Addison Hargrove.
Addison Hargrove, I think, is one of the most important new characters. This is the woman who Gabe had known 10 years previously at the agency, and they have a past together, so you're going to find out a lot more information about that during the game.
With its immersive single-player action, combined with heart-pounding online multiplayer gameplay, Siphon Filter Dark Mirror provides a captivating gaming experience worthy of the series' groundbreaking origins.
The name Agent 47 is just a whisper on the lips of the dead. Because if he comes calling for you, you'll never even know. Until it's too late. Then, like a ghost, he'll disappear. A phantom. A legend. But what would happen if the legend was finally exposed as fact, and the cold sights of death are finally aimed on him?
It's the Queendom of Falena.
I haven't been in this country for too long, so correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this kind of a pathetic welcome for the Queen's sister and the Prince?
Yeah, well, what else can you expect? In Falena, male royalty aren't in line for the throne, so they aren't very important. And neither am I, apparently.
Ah, you're back! You're looking well, my boy.
Hey! Has anybody seen my brother in here? Princess? Oh, brother! Brother!
Gee, the princess sure is crazy about her big brother, huh?
Yikes, quite a welcome there.
Ah, His Royal Highness.
Sir, you must be exhausted after your inspection of Lord Lake.
I'm sure you're going to be taking on even more important duties in the future. I don't want you to have to do anything dangerous, but there will probably be times when you can't avoid it. So that's why I'll always be by your side. No matter what happens, I'll protect you.
I see. The people of that town still cling to that dried-up land, living out their pathetic existence. Well, I'm afraid all I can say is this. It serves them right.
Be not afraid. No matter how powerful Nethergate may be, their troops are just as human as we are.
Prince! Lady Silent! Hurry! Run!
Not so fast.
Princess, stay back! What's the matter? Not if I can help it!
That will release the rune from you. I can then give it to someone more suitable.
We knew you guys would put Dark Arcanum in the banquet food.
Damn it! How did intruders get in here?
Princess! Princess! I'm sorry.
Prince, we will set up a base of operations aboard the Dahaka.
Prince, dragon horses!
Super-fast cavalry soldiers that can run freely on both land and water.
He'll be fine. The prince won't lose.
Huh. You really think the rune is enough to defeat your brother, do you?
And so what if it has? That hardly has anything to do with me.
Let our mercy as deep as the Fatus and our authority as powerful as the sun be revealed to the entire world.
These guys said they want to wreck that fortress, so tell us how to do it!
You know, I wish I could tell you what Urim did to the Prince and Sable.
So we meet again.
No! The dam's going to give way!
I told you.
Give the signal to the beavers and dwarves!
A royal family that can't even keep track of the runes that are symbols of its country? Don't make me laugh.
How could you let this happen? You were right there!
Hop! We're close enough, don't you think?
Calm down! We still got time to get closer!
Insolent fool! You're one to talk, saying how you're just a mouthpiece for the Boros family.
What a bunch of nonsense. Do you really think that just because you had a tough childhood, it gives you the right to steal and hurt people?
People do change. The Prince. His entire countenance seems to have changed because of this incident.
What the hell?
That light!
No! That light, it's the same as Lord Lake.
Prince!
Injuring one of them will make it less likely that we'll be pursued.
Arstadt, have you gone mad? Those people are suffering!
You fools. Threatening me, the sun's vicegerent, the executioner of justice, is a grave offense that deserves death.
Back off, mortal!
We must not lose sight of our goals. The only things that can guarantee Falena centuries of prosperity are unrivaled strength and absolute order. The future of Falena depends on our success.